Hey everyone, it's Gadget here. I've got another speed painting for you, and today I am drawing the characters from Hollow Knight, principally the Knight and Hornet. I have been playing through this game again recently, and I'm absolutely obsessed. I've already done a picture of Hornet recently. If you go on my Twitter, you can see it. Actually, I've already done one of the Knight as well, but I wanted to try a different take on it, or rather, try to make one a bit more realistic. The one I did of the Knight previously was alright. It was recognisably him, but yeah. So this one is taking some of Ari Gibson's actual work, and I'm just kind of working from that. This one has a lot of movement in it. You can see his cloak is kind of flowing back. He's holding his sword, well, the nail, rather, as the weapon is known in the game, to the side. And yeah, I just really love this game and really love the art to it. So yeah, you can see I've got a great background here. I've just kind of drawn in a quick rough sketch, and then I'm doing the outlines on it. Interestingly enough for this one, I learned this lesson the day that I drew this bit of it, so this first of 3 sessions. I had just been to the gym, and I did a really heavy arms workout, and you can see as a result a lot of the line work is really wobbly because my hands were shaking because I'd lifted a lot of weight. So yeah, that was probably not the wisest choice when it came to doing some artwork. But yeah, I do love the art in Hollow Knight, and the primary reason for that one is its simplicity. Everything has a very unique look about it. It's obviously inherently Ari Gibson's art style, but everything has a unique look and a unique silhouette. I think the Knight himself, he's absolutely adorable. He's just this cute little bug that goes around murdering in Hollow Nest. You can also hear in the music I'm actually using Christopher Larkin's soundtrack in the background for this because, again, the music is so... Everything about this game is so good. If you haven't played Hollow Knight, you really should go and play it. Here I'm using... I'm trying to get the perspective right on the eyes, which doesn't quite work. I'm kind of stretching it and morphing it around, trying to get it right. And I kind of get it there. Then it's, filling in his body. Thankfully, it's quite easy to draw these characters. There are only a handful of colours involved with them. Most of their bodies are just pure black, and then the cloaks are a kind of a shade of blue. As usual, you can see also I'm colouring in by hand rather than just selecting and filling, because again, I'm just still trying to practice that muscle memory and get my accuracy down. So, as many pen strokes as possible really does help. It may make the work a little bit longer, but, enjoy doing it at the very least. I am just kind of selecting colours from the original picture that I'm working from just to get them right. So we get to the second session. I realised, my line work was crap. So I'm kind of going round it again with a much thicker pen to, get the outline, make it stand out a bit more. And spending a bit more time trying to get it right. As you can see, lots of attempts to get this right, lots of undos until I was happy with it. And then just some cleaning up and some tidying up. And this isn't finished as well. I end up doing a bit more work on the line work in the third session, just trying to get it right, trying to get everything a bit smoother. But then we kind of, once we get that right, we kind of reintroduce the colour and we can go to enhancing it. So yeah, get the eyes right. And I was much happier with the eyes after kind of redoing it. I think I'd gotten closer to it. I had also accidentally made that horn a bit thinner than it should have been, but yeah. Is it a horn or is it a mandible? I don't know how it works with the Knight. But next up was trying to get the shading in. So as you can see on the original image, he's kind of shaded, and he's got this two-tone shade to him, where it's this kind of black shade, and then there's kind of a yellow glow underneath. So first off, we get this. I think I used the wrong brush for this one. I used a bit too much transparency. It didn't look good, so I kind of cleared it out and did it with a solid brush. I think I accidentally made the shadow look like he's got massive 70s style sideburns, but hey ho, it is what it is. And then this next bit is me just trying to find the right colour to get that fade, and what I ended up doing was using a brush with a bit of transparency and colouring in all yellow. So that would then sit under it. Again, probably not the best way to do this, but yeah, it worked. It ultimately looked good. The eyes needed a little bit of repositioning. Clear them out, and then kind of tidy up the edges of it. And then we get onto the shading. So light highlights for the cloak. Just kind of catching the edges of where... Because the knight's cloak is like segmented. So rather than being kind of one contiguous piece, it is kind of multiple layers on top of each other. And then we have one of the kind of the edge highlights on his body, just to show where the light is coming from. And then we wanted the highlights on the nail. Which are two-tone highlights. It's kind of a grey and a white. I end up redoing this as well, actually. I end up redoing that highlight is on the nail. Next up, the swoosh. The swoosh was difficult. I found this really difficult to get the swoosh right. It took a few attempts to it. Because I wanted to try and get the right level of motion in and remember that he's kind of bringing it across himself. And then trying to find the right brush to get the kind of the highlighted bits of the swoosh. You can see when you look at the original image, it's kind of a layer of that whiteness and then it kind of layers on top of it to give almost a glow. I eventually found this kind of like distressed brush. So we're into the third session here. I'm redoing the highlight on the sword, nail. Just trying to find the right overlay bit of it, and then cleaning up some of the outline work. And then we're doing the foreground, so we're doing the floor, which is just a painterly brush, just pulling in different kind of colours of blue. So you'll see me kind of get the outlines in place, and then kind of dragging the painterly brush in different shades of this purpley blue colour, just to kind of like build up some depth and some layers to it, make it look a bit dirty and distressed. And then the last thing we'll be doing. The second to last thing we'll be doing is drawing Hornet. Now, I've already drawn her before, and I knew how to draw her, so this is actually just kind of from scratch, remembering how I did her last time. Just getting the outline in place, getting her needle. And I'm kind of almost from memory copying the previous drawing I did of Hornet, which is her in this kind of leaping position. But again, kind of remembering what I did last time. And I actually found it quite easy to draw her like that. She's quite a interesting character to draw. And I hesitate to say an easy one because I don't know if that's diminishing the fact that I learned how to draw last time, but hey-oh. Colour-wise, so her kind of head is the same colour as the knight's, that kind of bone white. And then her dress is a kind of a dark red, and then we kind of use black and yellow to kind of low light and highlight it. I'm really excited for the Silk Sun, which is the second game from Hollow Knight. I just wish they'd give us a damn release date. It's so good. So yeah, so we kind of put the black on here, and then we lock the opacity down so it becomes shadow, and then we get this kind of yellowy colour. Put it up there, and last up is a background. So we want to set a black background. And I kind of wanted to take up some kind of god rays, just give it a bit of depth. And we pretty much have it right there. 3.5 hours worth of work distilled down into about 9 minutes. Don't you love a speed paint? Yeah, there we have the finished piece. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Oh yeah, I did try to fix the sideburns, but it ain't happening. It looked too sharp. It's fine, just leave it as is. Leave it as is. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one, and yeah, I'm going to keep doing more of them. I probably will do some more Hollow Knight work, actually. There's a load of kind of boss designs and enemy designs that I think I'd quite like to draw, plus another load of... I want to do like a fight scene with the Hollow Knight himself, so the Knight, Hornet, and the Hollow Knight. That should be fun. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please do leave a like, subscribe, all the YouTubey stuff. Leave in the comments if you want to leave a recommendation on something for me to draw, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Good night.